So we are on this particular topic in which we are going to study the case tools. The full form of case tools is called as the computer aided software engineering tools, right? So as the name suggests, we are studying here the software engineering. The basic concept of software engineering is what? It is we are going to engineer or develop a new software. So whatever tools we are going to use here in all the phases of SDLC, we are going to call them as computer aided software engineering tools, right? So how we can define these particular computer aided software engineering tools as these particular tools are automated software packages that help to automate activities in SDLC. So it's all about the SDLC. That means whatever phases we have studied in SDLC, that is, we were doing the feasibility study, the requirement analysis, the design phase, the coding part, the testing and the implementation, and plus including the maintenance also. So whatever the software automated tools we are using, those particular are called as computer aided software engineering tools, and the short form or the abbreviation is CASE in capitals. So now what is the aim of this particular case tools? The aim is to enforce an engineering type approach to the development of software system. Basically, the agenda or the objective of these particular case tools is to help in developing the software on time, within budget, with minimum efforts, because we all know these particular case tools are automated tools. That means somewhere we are reducing our efforts by excluding the manual part and increasing the efficiency by including the automated part, right? So automation is the main point we are going to work here. Now see, case tools range from simple diagrammic tools to very sophisticated programs to document or automate most of the stages in the SDLC. So as I have told you, in the SDLC, we have different phases, and all the phases are including different tasks and subtasks. So all these particular tasks can be handled with the help of these case tools with a better approach, with more efficiency, with less efforts, with less time, and all these things, right? So if we say from when we are using these particular case tools, these are being used since early 1990s. So it was the origin point for case tools. That was in 1990s, we started using the case tools in software engineering SDLC. Now, what are the cases when we are going to use case tools? That means what are the scenarios when we are using these particular case tools? It is, as in the main agenda, I have already told you about improving the quality, improving the efficiency, then you're reducing the efforts, reducing the cost. All these are the basic ones, right? Now, working on the other parts, we have improving the quality of system to be developed. That is, whatever the system or the software we are going to develop, it will improve the quality. And when I say improve the quality, improving the quality is not only including the the reliability, the general quality features, the reliability, the robustness, the efficiency, the performance, but it also includes that it should include all the standards. That means we have studied the ISO standards and we have studied the CMM model. So these are the features which are need to be included to provide the quality for the system that is to be developed. Now, next point is we have helped to increase the productivity of system analysts. That means here we are talking about the system analysts, but we can say that with the help of these case tools, we can increase the productivity of developers, of testers, of maintenance phase people, and everyone. Next one, we can improve the communication between the development team and the users. What is the point between the development team and the users? The development team are going to develop the software and users are going to help them understand that what are the requirements or the functionalities they want from the system or the software to be developed. Next one is encouraging an integrated approach to the SDLC. That means we are going to provide a proper approach, as software engineering is providing a proper approach for development. Case tools are also helping us to encourage these particular development of tools. Next, improving the management of project. So we can see only the development part is not being handled by these case tools. We are also going to help the managers who are handling the projects. They are also going to improve the management part with the with the case tools. We are also going to see certain examples about this particular management tool at the later end. Next, we have particularly helpful for system maintenance. I've also mentioned that not only the development part, but also the maintenance part is also being handled by the case tools. Now, moving further, these particular case tools specifically are helpful in faster creation and modification of documentation. Documentation involves the, the SRS, the IEEE standards, requirements, the diagrams, different diagrams we are working, the use cases, etc., etc. Right? So with the help of these case tools, we can work with the faster creation of these documents. Documents can be easily distributed and reviewed. So this is simple. Reduction in the amount of paperwork. As we are working with the help of the software, the requirements, that is SRS, is also being developed with the help of a software. So we can say that we are reducing the paperwork with the help of these case tools. We are going to maintain a record of SDLC in an efficient way or effective way. Members of the development team can interact more easily throughout the project. That means communication is being better with this. Communication with the user is improved because changes can be reported, implemented, and revised more quickly, right? Then we have next thing, that is what are the potential drawbacks regarding these case tools. Now we have already seen the importance, the need, and the advantages of these case tools, but there are certain drawbacks also when we are using these case tools. So the main fundamental, I would say, the disadvantage of using case tool is it increases the cost. That means it will involve more of cost because these case tools are expensive. We have defined as lack of standards among different case tools. All case tools are not working with the standards. So there are certain standards lacking in the case tools. Not all the case tools, but some of them. Development should be driven by the analyst and not by the case tools. So basically, whenever we are using any automated machine, it is being driven by the particular person, right? The person who is going to operate it. So here also, when we are talking about the development of the software, the case tools are not the one who are going to drive the software development with the help of case tools, but the analyst is going to manage these case tools. Next one, case tools are no substitute for human expertise. So this is for all machines basically. And lastly, we can say that it is going to include the more of cost. That means it is going to be expensive for the small scale projects. That means if we are using the large scale, if we are developing the large scale products, then we are needing to be using these case tools. But when we are using small scale projects, when we are working on small scale projects, we should not use these particular case tools because they will tend to the expense of cost. Now we will talk about the types of case tools. The different types of case tools, we have three types of case tools. Basically, they are uppercase, also called as front end, case tools, right? Front end case tools. Next one, we have the lower case tools. Now these particular are called as lower case tools because they are supporting the later part of SDLC. Uppercase tools are focusing on the earlier phases of SDLC, such as analysis and design, while lowercase tools are supporting the programming and the implementation part, which are the later phases. And third type is called as the integrated case. Now, integrated, as the name suggests, they are the combination of both uppercase tools and the lowercase tools, which will help in both the scenarios. So let's talk about uppercase tools. These particular case tools are going to help us in planning and construction of concept level products and ignore the design aspect. That means we already know that uppercase tools are also known as front end case tools, and these are the case tools which are going to help in the earlier stages of SDLC. So that is why we are saying that these are the ones which are going to support us in planning and developing the concept level products. That means we are not implementing the product itself, but we are working with the concept level, the logical phase only, right? Create and modify the system design. We can work on with the system design. Information about the project stored in the case repository. Case repository is what? Case repository is the is kind of a database where we are including, or where we are storing all the reports, diagrams, files, etc. So this is called as the case repository, which can be used for further maintenance phases. Next one, support modeling of how the system fits into the organization. So we are going to support modeling. Now, what modeling we are talking about here is, we are talking about maybe UML, the unified modeling language, in which we have different types of case tools we are using, use cases, such as we have done the different diagrams, user actor diagram, object diagram, class diagram, deployment, component, etc., etc., right? So I'm not getting into detail of these particular, because we have already done all the aspects we have done. Here we are only going to talk about the case tools. Analysis reports show incomplete parts, errors in the system design, example, balance between the process and data models. So whenever we are going to analyze the reports which are stored in the case repository, what we are doing, we are going to focus on the incomplete part or the errors which are there in the system design, and then we can figure out what errors are there and then maintain them in the maintenance phase. Next type of case tool is called as the lower case tool. So lower case tool is the one which is going to focus on the programming and the implementation part, right? So it is going to concentrate on back end activities. That is why also called as back-end case tools. It can generate source code, reduce need for system programming. Time for maintenance is reduced because test and debug are eliminated. That means the maintenance phase involves lot of time and lot of effort, but with the help of these lowercase tools, we can reduce the time for testing and debugging, because these particular phases are done rigorously, and we can eliminate these two things in the maintenance phase. Once mastered, promote the reuse of existing document and components. So once the team has already used these particular case tools and worked on this, then they can easily find out and they can easily work on the case tools in the later projects, right? So these are the different types of case tools we have studied.